the National Football League. Today, the Philadelphia Eagles against the Denver Broncos.
Jim Wright. At wide receiver, he wears number 81 from Temple, Steve Watson. At quarterback, number 7 from Stanwood, John Elway.
It's true, everyone. The sky is Colorado blue, but the stands, 75,000 plus, are all orange, and John Elway got a standing ovation. It's the Eagles against the Broncos, and of course the Broncos still unbeaten. The Eagles are 1-1. I'm Tom Brookshire, along with Charlie Waters, who had that Dallas uniform on for a dozen years, and your old buddy Dan Reeves explained to us why he's going to start Elway again. Tell the people why.
Well, Coach Reeves told us that both DeBerg and John Elway were even at the end of training camp, but for the team to get better, he felt he needed to start John Elway. You know, he was great in college, Brookie, and he's got a lot of potential here in the NFL, but he's got to get out and prove it. He hadn't done it the last 2 weeks, but when he does figure it out, look out.
Now, DeBerg, though, has his ego's in good shape, so he allows himself to be the reliever, huh?
Boy, he's a backup reliever, a relief pitcher of a supreme. He's coming off the bench the last 2 weeks, has won 2 ball games for him, and that makes it easier for Reeves to start Elway. And the other reason is they got a great defensive team.
Well, talking about defense, the Eagles, of course, Marion Campbell was the defensive coordinator. They've given up the fewest points over the past 6 seasons of any team in football, and I guess the Green is just going to circle up and try to get at the young guys, aren't they?
Well, Philadelphia, when back in the late 70s when they were contenders, they did it with a defensive team. Led by Jerry Robinson this year, they've got to start swarming again and flying around. That's the energy that they were putting into preseason, and that's what's going to win it for them today. It could be a long day for John Elway if they get it together on defense.
Okay, Charlie. Rich Carlos, the second-year kicker for the Broncos. The only other barefooted kicker in the league than Carlos, of course, is Tony Franklin. Here's Carlos. That's Glenn Young waiting for the ball for the Eagles. Carlos drives it 9 yards deep in the end zone. The Eagles will take over on the 20-yard line, and 75,000 people just cheered. Here's the Eagle Offensive Ball Club. They had a great passing game against Washington, but check it today. Jaworski having a good time this year. Michael Haddock's the #1 draft in there for Montgomery. Hubie Oliver up there. Now Stan Walters, Steve Kinney, Guy Morris, Ron Baker, Sizemore. They will be tested today to the utmost. Vito Cab, the young Penn Stater, is then starting for Spagnola at tight end. 1st and 10 from the 20. The numbers on Ron Jaworski. It's an I formation. Denver's in that 34. Here's the inside drive play. Haddock's out to the 25-yard line. Haddock's at 224. Here's the Denver defense, the second best defense over the past 6 years on points allowed the last 6 years. This is a good battle. Barney Chavis, super against the run. Reuben Carter and Latimer will alternate at nose tackle, and Rulon Jones is some kind of a pass rusher. Ryan is in for Swenson, Busick, Gradishar, and Tommy Jackson, one of the best. We'll set that secondary a little bit later. 5 yards for Haddock. Double wing. Here's the inside handoff. Hubie Oliver gets maybe a yard and a half, and he's stacked up. Gradishar first, and Rulon Jones. Here's the secondary that Charlie Waters and I think might be the most talented, athletically speaking, in the whole league. Louis Wright, Mike Harden, Dennis Smith, and Steve Foley.
Well, they're so big, rookies. All of them are over 6 feet tall, and I think the key to it is Mike Harden moving from the free safety position over to the corner. He's handling well.
They'll get the first chance. A shotgun situation for the Eagles on 3rd and 3. Fake handoff, second, got double handoff. There's going to be a face mask tackle as Haddock was pulled down by Busick by the headgear.
Busick's a mean guy. They call him off of him on the dummy drills out there at practice. He accidentally grabbed the face mask.
The officials, of course, that's Gordon McCarter, who's going to take care of the officiating with the other Zebras. 7, of course, that's Busick. SC, man. Let's see it for ourselves. You got it?
It's a shotgun. They get the run off the shotgun. Hand off to him. You see Busick, 57, coming. Oops, he didn't mean to do it.
Face mask, 15-yard penalty, first and 10.
Well, that's interesting. They gave him 15 yards, Brookie.
Yeah, that means it's a flagrant one, right? That means he did it on purpose. The interesting thing was the second back got the handoff. I've never seen a shotgun with a second-hand handoff like
It's
that.
a new wrinkle.
First and 10. The Eagles get a good play and also get a break. First and 10 on the 40. That's Mike Quick in motion. The toss. Oh, Haddix. Oh, he fumbled the ball. I believe Mike Quick recovered. Michael Haddix coughed the ball up when he was really turning on the power, and Denver really hit him a lick. Mike Quick did come up with it. I believe Tommy Jackson caused that.
That's that swarming defensive team that Denver is notorious for having. Both these teams have swarming defensive teams. They're number 1 and 2 defensive teams as far as points allowed in the last 6 years in the NFL. Here's the toss to the outside with Haddix running. Great stick there. Barney Chavis, number 79, is the reason why the ball was coughed up. Alert play by Quick.
Eagles got it moving now. You can see second down and calling a long yard. Here's the handoff. Haddix cutting back against the grain. Oh, good tackle by number 49. Reuben Carter got in there, but Dennis Smith came up from safety and really straightened up the back.
One thing I like about the Eagle offense right there is they came right back and handed the ball to Haddix again after he fumbled. And you know, that's a little thing that a coach will do to keep that guy's confidence up. Get it back to him.
It's like a fighter pilot. They get him right back in the planes right after a tough raid, huh? It brings up third down and a foot. A good stand by the Broncos. 2 tough plays in a row. It's double tight end. The 3 tight end situation now. Short yardage on offense. Haddix. No. Haddix is straightened up by Barney Chavis. And I don't believe the Eagles got the first.
Boy, Denver's glad to be back in Denver. They're giving them a standing ovation.
4th and inches. You don't dare take a chance this early, do you?
It looks like the defensive team was slanting in the direction that Haddix went. Boy, I tell you, Chavis just stood him up. Good move by Haddix trying to jump over the top, but hard to jump over a guy that's 6'6".
And he's expecting you to try it, huh? Zach Thomas back to take it. Maxie Runiger kicking from perhaps his own 37-yard line. Pretty good kick. That's Thomas. Thomas picks up a block, steams to the 20-yard line. The young free agent who has worked his way on with special team play for the Broncos. Nobody's on the scoreboard, but everybody's on fire. It's 0-0 early.
Read what?
Tom Brookshier and Charlie Waters. You're looking at John Elway, the young man from Stanford. Very unassuming, very humble, and that's the reason he's going to be able to handle all this pressure. I think he's got a good chance of doing it.
They like him in the huddle. The guys that, even the older players, Paul Howard's been around for 11 years, they like the way his presence in the huddle.
How about the other huddle? They like him over there? Someday they won't. First and 10. We'll set that Denver offense in just a moment. It's a slot right. Throw set. That's Steve Watson in motion. Inside handoff. That's Winder, Sammy Winder. He's got 5 yards. Boy, is he a good-looking running back. He runs where the blocks open up on the line of scrimmage. Very good runner. Here's that Denver offense. Elway, Sammy Winder, Peros, the running back there. Rick Upchurch, a real comeback year for him. And Steve Watson, the best free agent maybe ever signed. Dave Studdard, Bishop in there for Classic. Brian Howard Lanier and Jim Wright is starting at tight end. Nathan Poole is in now with Winder. Second down 5. Elway going to throw his first pass. Elway almost has it intercepted as Anthony Gregg had it in his hands and flat stuffed it. Here's that Eagle defense. Up front, they're as good as they come. Dennis Harrison, the big fellow at left end, who also shielded that last pass. Kenny Clark, a great nose tackle, and Carl Hairston, he's a comeback guy this year too. Jody Schultz, the rookie. Jerry Robinson, the leader. Anthony Griggs, formerly of Villanova and Ohio State, and Joe Williams, the team from Atlanta. Ronell Young-Edwards, good experience there. Randy Logan, and the rookie from SMU, Wes Hopkins. Winder and Poole in there. Single back, Peros. Elway got time, dumps it off. I think Jim Wright made that catch, a little bit of a delay and comeback. Wilson came up and made the tackle.
One of the things that they're doing with Elway is they're throwing a high percentage pass. It's an easy pass to throw with a tight end coming across the screen, number 87. The short pass, but not enough for the first, but you never know. Maybe they're just doing that to get his confidence up, as we said.
And keep in mind that Philadelphia plays straight vanilla 34. They don't blitz a lot, and he did have time to throw that pass. Prestridge, the young kicker, the Baylor Bears back there. He's a big horse, and he's a good punter. Hoover is back to take the kick for Philadelphia. Here's Prestridge. Oh, this is a big one. There's a 4-6 hang time on this. Hoover at the 27. Hoover gets back to the 25. Good coverage by Denver. Dennison down under that kick. A 44-yard punt. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. We got ourselves a ball game, Waters. You better get taped up. My old teammate, the Swamp Fox. He's been a head coach at Atlanta, but he took over an Eagle team that's a good ball club, and he's the one that went down and saw Michael Haddix and put the clock on him personally, didn't he?
Spent a lot of time in Mississippi this offseason. 4 boys from Mississippi playing on their team this year. Said that Haddix weighed 231 pounds, and he ran a 4.540, under 4.5.
That's a scary thing. Now, if he can just hang on to the ball for a while. First down and 10 for the Eagles. Haddix is that remaining back. Fake inside. Jaworski. Oh, open Carmichael. 6'8" Harold Carmichael slides to the 46-yard line. Tommy Jackson there. This guy just rolls on like the river, doesn't he?
Boy, he's really a pro. Great pro.
What about when you played against him? What did you guys try to do? Get in his face?
Got a little step ladder. No, we tried to butt him in the face as he came off the ball, hoping it was because of those long legs he wouldn't be able to get downfield very fast.
Look at in the fourth quarter, the Bears and the safe, 24 all. The toss back to Haddix. Haddix holds on to the 48-yard line as Gradishar makes another tackle. A couple of more scores now. We're the second game, you know, and there's a lot of hot action. Look at this. San Francisco 42, St. Louis 20, and they're still in the third period. 62 points, and it's not over. Atlanta beating Detroit in the third period, 27-14. Falcons may be back yet. That Detroit's supposed to have a club. All tied. Rams and Green Bay. Woo! Fourth quarter action. Kansas City trailing Washington now. That was one-sided for a while. Oh, here's Haddix, gets to midfield and drags for a yard. Great effort by Michael Haddix as Steve Busick and friends like Gradishar, Foley, and others stood him up. Boy, they're a good tackling ball club. I'm impressed with that Denver defense.
Well, they felt like that to beat the Eagles today that they had to stop the running game, although Jaworski threw for over 300 yards last week. Was a great week. They felt as though that to win today, they had to stop the running game.
Haddix is wearing an old teammate's number of mine, Clarence Peaks, number 26. Looks like he's going to be a great running back. Al Dixon is in at the tight end spot. Jaworski's trying to go over it, batted away and knocked Barney Chavis. I believe Chavis got a hold of it, or Don Latimer. Big pass rush on number 7.
They've won their 2 games this year on strong defensive efforts, things like that. That's why the fans here in Denver are so fired up when they stop them on 3 or 4 downs.
Well, Stan Jones has a bunch of wild men playing the line, and they do come from different angles. They don't play that 34 straight, do they?
No, they have a lot of different blitzes, and they bring in those defensive ends, 2 extra fresh defensive ends in the 4-0 situation, in the pass situation.
Zach Thomas back to take Runninger's kick. He's fair catching at the 3-yard line. Oh, what a hole. The young man, a free agent rookie. Wow. He's put Elway in a jam. First quarter action, 7:31 left. Don't go away now. How's your old buddy doing as a head coach? This is the 3rd season for him, man.
He's not reading any newspapers up here, Tom. The press were on him pretty hard. They're calling them the Denver Cowboys. And you notice that Denver's wearing white this week.
I noticed that's quite a problem around here. By the way, they had 17 featured stories for this team after they played Baltimore. So the pressure is really accentuated. Elway's second series, and the backs are in the end zone. Here's the counter play coming out. Here's Peros. Pretty good little counter play. Flag is down. Little counter move as Elway tries to get some room to breathe. 75,153 here.
You'll see a lot of trapping and a lot of counters like that because the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, Radakovich from Pittsburgh, is taking over the Denver line. Talking to Marion Campbell, he says, well, we're playing Dallas's pass
Holding,
offense.
number 76, offense. Repeat first down.
Playing Dallas's pass offense and Pittsburgh's run offense.
Lanier was the guilty party, that tackle on holding. There's other scores. Atlanta beating Detroit rather easily, 30-14. Rams losing to Green Bay. The Packers come back again late, 27-24. Elway now with a yard between him and the safety. Elway, handoff. Winder gets to about the 3.5-yard line. And these two defenses, while wearing different colors and all, they are very similar. Carl Hairston over there, the big fella. What a great 6th-round draft choice this guy was. Number 78.
This is the way it looks if you're an offensive running back. Little trap play, number 60, Paul Howard leading the play, and Winder cutting back. A dangerous play running across the backfield that close to the goal line, Tom.
Especially with all those guys looking for you. Second down, call it 10. Here's the draw play. Winder trying to get outside. Does. Now he's being gang tackled, smothered at the 4.5-yard line.
Philadelphia swarming on defense. See, just by the pursuit right there, that's a good indicator of where they're coming from this year. Jerry Robinson, 56 right there, led the tackle on the pursuit.
Final score, Buffalo winning again, 28-23. Cush must really be unbearable this afternoon. Pittsburgh, 40-28. As the Steelers give up points but score too much for the Oilers. That last play, Robinson seems to like the responsibility of calling the defensive plays and all, doesn't he? Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Well, we visited with him yesterday, and he was really fired up, and he liked that challenge of being the captain on the field, the Berkey backer.
Third down play facing John Elway. Elway with a lot of time, sets up. Oh, a beautiful throw. He hits Jim right in the numbers, right on the 87, and Carl Hairston was draping around the quarterback. I'll tell you, John Elway can flat throw it.
Well, he hummed that one, but it was short of the first. Their third down efficiency is very poor in these first two games. They're 22%, and they're 0 for 2 today.
Remember what Reeves said, though? If we're just patient and don't foul around and try to get it all at once, we feel like that the Eagle defense will give us a little bit that we'll try to take advantage of.
Well, he stressed patience throughout the day, and he also stressed field position, and they are backed up right now.
Prestridge is 5 yards deep in the end zone, and you're looking at Hoover. Young man's back on the Eagle 41. Bishop is the snapper, the best in all of football for punts and field goals. This is not a good punt. It's a good low punt. Hoover takes it to 45. Hoover to the Denver 43-yard line before he's upended as Nathan Poole made the tackle. Flags are down. It's going to be a receiver releasing too fast, coming down for the Denver coverage.
That was a poor punt. Prestridge has punted the ball 19 times in the first 2 preseason games. Contrasted to Philadelphia, Runninger's only punted 7 times.
That's true, but with the offense stalled out, there you're looking at the swamp box. Ineligible downfield, number 59, kicking team, penalty declined, 1st and 10.
A good run back by Hoover, so obviously the Eagles will take it in Denver territory. And the offense is in the huddle as swamp box. What's Dick Wood to get the yards and, of course, some points? We'll be back in just a moment. Shot of a beautiful, tranquil sky here in Colorado, but down here at Mile High Stadium, it is wild. 5:03 left in the first quarter. No score in our game, but it's heating up right now. Elsewhere in overtime, the Bears with Galt scoring 2 touchdowns, 31-all with New Orleans. Jaworski quickly out now to take advantage with a good first down position. Handoff to Haddix, running laterally. Haddix turned back. Powerful run inside the 40 to the 38. Reuben Carter had to come from the nose tackle to make the stop.
Haddix is a big running back, and we spoke to Billy Matthews, the offensive backfield coach for the Eagles. Said he had a little hitch in his get-along when he first started because he's got that from a wishbone type of attack, and they're straightening it out. He runs a little tentative at times.
A hitch in his get-along, huh? You want to remember that one. Here it is after a 5-yard pickup by Haddix. Second down 5. Jaworski, a lot of time, going deep. All these defenders falling down. Touchdown. Mike Quick went by Louis Wright, who simply turned and fell down.
Boy, he's added an extra dimension to their attack. He's so very fluid.
We were going to ask the All-Pro Louis Wright the last time he was beaten for a touchdown, but I've never seen him fall down, ever.
His little hitch and go about 10 yards down the field. Boy, I know Jaworski's glad to see this. They haven't been able to cash in with a beautiful pass. We couldn't see what happened to Louis Wright on the play, but Mike Quick can get deep quick.
Good throw by Jaworski. He cleaned it off and made sure. A touchdown pass. You take them as they come, I guess. Tony Franklin out of the hole by Jaworski. It's good. The Broncos, who haven't given up a touchdown passing this year, only one against the defense anyway, is suddenly stunned.
This is the coach's angle. Coach Dan Reeves is seeing it from this angle. The first 7 points were the second touchdown his defensive team has given up this year. I'm sure Jaworski saw the back fall down and just lay it up. Score 7-0 at Denver.
Pass, the second of the year for Ron Jaworski, and with 4:18 left in the first period, the Eagles are on top. And the Bronco crowd is a little stunned. Tony Franklin hooks it deep in the end zone. Zach Thomas touched it down 5 yards deep. The other scores around the league. Gosh, we've got some crazy ones today. Kansas City falling down now as the Redskins came on late as they did last week against Philadelphia. It's 27-12. The Super Bowlers win it. 28-23. Buffalo winning their second game in a row. Pittsburgh getting a lot of points, but giving up quite a few. 40-28 over the Oilers. And the Giants, in a battle, of course, in your place, Charlie Waters, out in Dallas, lead 3-0 on that field goal. Minnesota on top of Tampa, 7-0. Elway starting from the 20, handoff. Harris outside. Oh, he hit hard at the 24-yard line. Jerry Robinson up quickly, and Herm Edwards helping on that tackle. The problem last week, and has been, is Elway trying to get the plays off before the 30-second clock is gone. Now, this is the information he has to take from somebody that brings in the message and give to the rest of the huddle.
Well, it sounds red right, eagle rover opposite, firepower 49, wing GO rover, bootleg special left. He has to say it twice, give the count, and say ready break, and then try to read the defense.
And some tackle may say, I didn't get that. It's tough, though. We'll show you how they've tried to simplify that. Now, there's the saying we're talking about. With 4 seconds on the 30-second clock, Elway was confused.
That's one of their big goals going into this game. It sounds kind of crazy, but they just wanted to get some plays off. And one of the ways that they simplified it was to have that guy right there, Steve DeBerg, give hand signals to Elway, but before the play snap, they'll send in a guy with the running play with the actual calls to play on the numbers on the play, but the hand signals will set the formation. Reeves thought of that on the way home on the flight when I think he had 4 delay of the game penalties last week against Baltimore. Because the signals are given, the red area right there is eliminated. So now all he has to call is firepower 49, wing GO, rover, bootleg, special left, which still sounds like a lot.
Sure does. It's so much that he just called timeout again. What you don't want to do is burn timeouts early in the second quarter or first quarter that you maybe need to try to get on the board with. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate Reeves' patience in this situation.
Well, he has, as you mentioned, a lot of patience. You see how Radakovich is studying what the
What's he studying?
Polaroid pictures of what the Eagles defense is doing.
Looks like a bombing run of World War II or something. What's he up to? Sophistication. That's the name of the game in 1983. Second down and 5. Elway's pretty casual, though. Don't count him out of anything. Straight drop. He's being chased by Harris that moves and throws it through the hands of Poole. He just threw it right through Poole's hands, and Watson made a dive for it, but really didn't have a chance.
He's moving around the pocket well that time, Tom. Yeah, that's one of the things when you start off as a quarterback, you don't get to see. It's hard to see downfield because you're looking at the on rush. You see him setting up in the pocket and see if he feels the pressure from the inside.
Wow. Bigfoot Harrison.
From Harrison coming in, and he moves over and buys a little time. Seems to be throwing the short routes, forcing the short routes every time instead of throwing the ball downfield.
That was catchable unless it's thrown at 100 miles an hour.
He throws that ball hard.
Notice on the shotgun, sometimes how Elway moves them around. Here he is from the shotgun on 3rd and 5. Elway being trapped and knocked down, a sack. The Eagles put the 4 down linemen, and they did come. I think Bigfoot Harrison got there along with Brown. Harvey Armstrong and Greg Brown in there. And Elway's done for the 8th time in the early season here.
Great play by Dennis Harrison, 68. You have about 3.2 seconds to throw. And Elway should have got this ball off. The persistence on Dennis Harrison right there making the play. He had a great year last year, the only Pro Bowler on the Eagles squad.
Good spin off by a guy that's 6'9" tall and 280. Prestridge back for another kick. He's kicked 3 times already. Hoover with a good run back behind him is going to try to run this one back. Oh, this is a big one. It's a 5-second punt. Hoover at the 25. At the 30. Hoover to the 33-yard line. As Jackson makes the tackle there. A 57-yard punt by Prestridge. Boy, the special teams for Denver are good. Their kicking game, it looks to me to be very solid.
Well, Prestridge led the league last year and was all-pro with a 45-yard average punting.
Said he's not too swift on foot, though. Prestridge the punter, right?
What you say when you're in baseball, you hit the ball off the wall and stop at first base?
Start shutting down the engine at first base. But you knew it was only a single. Jaworski now with a 7-0 lead with that touchdown pass already in the books. He'll go quick in motion. The toss back to Haddix. Haddix in a hurry. Gets to the corner. Louis Wright jumping on him there. There's a flag down. Foley and Wright made the tackle. I believe they're going to call an illegal tackle. That was an inadvertent call if they did grab the thing. You know, Haddix is deceptively fast. He does get there faster than he looks like he is. Face mask again, huh?
They didn't look like a flagrant call. They really like the way Haddix runs. They're just going to keep giving him the ball. Of course, they're missing an awful lot without Wilbert in there. Wilbert Montgomery.
He may play. Wilbert is here and dressed. I can't believe
Face
that.
mask, 5-yard penalty. Number 20, defense. Repeat, first down.
Louis Wright inadvertently grabbed the face mask.
But he didn't mean to.
You guys in Dallas were taught to tackle that
But
way,
what?
weren't you? Louis Wright.
Well, you didn't even have face masks when you were playing it.
We didn't tackle either. First and a short yard. Inside handoff. Whoa. There's a first down as Michael Haddix put his head down, and no little giddy-ups that time. He put the head down and got it.
Well, I like the way the Eagles offensive line is moving the Broncos off the ball right up the middle. Kinney and Morris and Baker.
A word from other games, as you see the damage that Haddix is doing. Franco Harris had 115 yards on 26 carries. The Broncos held him to 24 yards 2 weeks ago. First down pass play. Jaworski going to the flat. Haddix. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle by Randy Gradishar. What a play.
That's a shot of Busey. There's a shot of Wilbert Montgomery right there. He's had a bruised knee. He wants to play today, and he thinks he can play. But I think they'll probably keep him out. He thinks he can. Of course, a good back, as always, says he's ready to go.
But he says he has to be the one that says he's ready, and then he'll play. I think he may come in a passing situation if the Eagles would need him. Second down 10 on the 46-yard line. Oh, here comes the blitz. Jaworski. Hubie Oliver, a first down, and a flag is down. And the whole secondary jumped on Oliver. Jim Ryan, the first fellow get there, the linebacker.
Hubie Oliver, Coach Billy Matthews says that he does everything right. Now, is that a great compliment to say about a guy?
Boy, that's the truth. A 10th round draft choice a year ago and coming back off knee surgery and doing a good job.
Average 4.4 years his first year in the league.
Let's see what the call is. Jaworski is representing the offense in this case. Prosecution.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 79, defense. Penalty declined. First and 10, Philadelphia.
Barney. A popular decision. Barney Chavis must have used probably the head slap or something, which once in a while does happen on that line of scrimmage. I think Reeves agrees with the officials. First and 10. They move the sticks. Eagles controlling the tempo with 1:08 left.
Eagles, good strong drives here.
Ron Jaworski. Out in the flat, that's Haddix. Haddix with the speed, beats Busick to the corner, and Michael Haddix gets to the 25-yard line. He just ran around Busick, the linebacker. Foley and Dennis Smith finally tackling him.
Well, it was a great read by Ron Jaworski, and he throws a nice soft touch pass out to the flat. He sees immediately that there's isolation of Busick, 58. Steve Busick trying to close in on Haddix. The ball, he's already caught it, turns upfield. No chance for Busick to make the play.
Remember what Swamp Fox Campbell told us yesterday? He said, we drafted speed in Haddix. I can teach somebody to block, but I can't teach speed. Jaworski from the eye. Haddix making a quick move, gets dumped. That's Orange Crush defense. Chavis, boy, does he play the run.
Barney Chavis, 79. Closing the hole right there on Haddix. He's 11 years in the league. He's still playing like a rookie.
Played against you at Super Bowl 12. That's the end of the first quarter. And Wilbert Montgomery, number 31, has come into the Eagle lineup. The Birds are on top, 7-0, but Denver scores late.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac Motor Car Division and your Cadillac dealers. And by Canon, manufacturer of advanced plain paper copiers.
This city has 20,000 people waiting to buy tickets to attend games in this stadium. It is a beautiful ballpark, natural grass. It was about 78 degrees and only 30% humidity. It is flat perfect. Wilbert Montgomery is in the lineup, number 31. He ain't big unless you try to play against him.
Boy, he's a hard runner for 5 years. He's led the team, 6 years he's led the team in rushing, and he's used the receiver an awful lot.
He had 50 catches one year and 49 the next, back in 80 and 81. He is a great pass receiver. He has been hurt since the Green Bay preseason game. That was game number 3. Jaworski got Montgomery out of the backfield. Going for Carmichael. Louis Wright and Carmichael battled for the ball. And there is a flag down on the 30. It's going to be holding against Philadelphia. Jaworski's down. Jaworski having trouble getting up. He is tough. Make no mistake that if he can possibly stay there, he will.
He hadn't missed a start since he's been with Philadelphia. Well, maybe that's why they only have two quarterbacks on their depth chart. All out blitz. You see the two linebackers, 58, right in the middle of your screen. Busick. What happened? Didn't look like he got hit till late. He must have fallen on something, fallen on his arm wrong.
Looks like somebody was underneath him and he sort of stumbled and fell over him, didn't he?
Well, he called for the trainer as soon as he was on the ground. He must have known that he was hurt a lot worse than...
Otho Davis.
Holding. Number 76, offense. Repeat, second down.
Jerry Sizemore holding at offensive right tackle as Otho Davis takes Ron Jaworski, number 7, out. Pisarcik comes in. Joe is 8 for 10 for 101 yards. He's got a touchdown pass, no interceptions, and is a good reliever.
Well, he did the same thing that the Bird did for Denver. He brought to Philadelphia from behind to win the first game of the year against Washington.
Second down. And 19. A fumble, let's see. There's a pile of players, and Denver's got it.
Well, you see those kind of things a lot in the NFL. You're sitting at home, you can't figure out why in the world can't the quarterback get a snap from the center. But he's a new quarterback in the game, and he's not used to maybe working, might be a little nervous. Eagles are leading 7-0 here.
Gradishar recovered it.
Chevy Chop is taking charge.
In Denver today, and not Baltimore or really anywhere else. He's been on the road for a couple. They've won their first 2 games on the road since 1960, the first year of the franchise. He is quite a young man. He's got big boy pads on, Charlie, those big pads, and the crowd is giving him a cheer. Great drop back. He's got time. Elway hammers it in. It drops at the 49-yard line. Jim Wright couldn't hang on.
You can ride a young quarterback and keep him in the lineup if you're 2-0. If they were 0-2 right now, I think you'd have a quarterback controversy here in Denver. He's moving around pretty good in the pocket and had some time. Sort of aim that ball. He says, when I aim it, I don't do very well with it. When I just fire it, it's more comfortable when it happens. But see, he's thinking about so many other things right now.
He's young, and this is a very sophisticated offense that Reeves has, no doubt about it. Here's the draw play. That's Poole. We were talking to Jerry Robinson. He thought Poole was one of the hard-working hitters that he's seen on the films and didn't look forward to hitting him, did he?
Well, he's only, what, 5'7"?
Yeah.
Maybe 5'6"? Had a little bit of a weight problem. He weighs about 212 pounds. Doesn't sound like much, but when you squeeze it into a 5'7", 5'9" frame, tough to tackle.
That's like a caterpillar running into you. Ron Jaworski has a scraped elbow and will return. That is what we are told. So Jaworski's okay. Preston is in the lineup. A very good third down halfback. Elway going deep for Upchurch. Wow. Upchurch couldn't catch it. Elway just airmailed one beyond number 80. What an arm.
That was a nice pass, Brookie, but just a little too much adrenaline flowing on that throw. If you've been around the league a little bit longer, he'll know that he read it well. He knew the guy was beat. Should have lost it up and let the back run under it.
Maybe the altitude fooled him, huh? Hoover is back to take the punt. Prestridge on the 22-yard line. The punter has been busy. Hoover is back. A fair catch at the 18-yard line. Eagles maintain possession. Let's see which quarterback comes back on the field. It looks like Jaworski. Eagles have a 7-0 lead, and Denver wants to get it going. 32-27, they beat St. Louis, and St. Louis supposed to have the new defense, right? 0-0, Minnesota and Tampa Bay before halftime. The overtime winner, by the way, New Orleans 34, Chicago 31. You saw that score there. Jaworski is back in the game. We told you he was tough. Robert Montgomery is back in the game. Jaworski back to throw, going deep. He's going for Mike Quick. He's open and can't reach it. Mike Quick ran right by Mike Harden and just couldn't quite run under the ball.
Beautiful pass, nice loft, long throw. Oh, Quick can get deep fast. He doesn't look like he's going that fast. He's got very deceptive speed. He's got long legs. He's a hurdler. He was a hurdler in college, and that guys with long legs have a tendency to be hurdlers. He's a track man, but I'm impressed with his ability to get deep.
He ran right by a good cornerback. Mike Harden, nobody runs by him. The ball, Bill Frio, my spotter, tells me, just went 60 yards in the air, and he threw it without any effort at all. But it's incomplete. Second down 10. Handoff to Montgomery. First carry. Wilbert Montgomery stacked up after a gain of a couple of yards. Latimer and Jackson there. And now for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Rookie, there were 4 minutes to go when Morton Anderson kicked his 41-yard field goal to beat the Chicago Bears in overtime. For New Orleans, their first overtime win, and how they'll celebrate on Bourbon Street. You'd enjoy that. Back to Brookie.
I would enjoy that. I'd love to go down on Bourbon Street. I'll be glad when they get the pavement finished, though. But the team is coming under Bum Phillips, no doubt about it. That 7-0 score, by the way, in case you just joined us, was a touchdown pass, a 38-yarder. Quick taking Ron Jaworski's pass in that first period. Gradishar coming to the sidelines for information. He'll go to Joe Collier's side, and Jaworski goes to Dick Wood.
Dick Wood, quarterback coach, a team from Atlanta last year. He's been a coach for a lot of great quarterbacks in the league.
Don't forget the NCAA right here on CBS Saturday. Ohio State against Iowa. Looks like the Hawkeyes got something going this year. Oklahoma State at Texas Aggies. Tulane at Kentucky, plus other regional action. So check your local listings. We're back on the campus, and it's fun here at CBS.
Texas A&M with that 12th man coverage.
And later on, the tradition continues. Notre Dame against Miami. Boy, that's be some football game.
Both teams lose their opening game. You know they'll be coming on playing hard against each other right there. That A&M deal, though, they get the 12th man. They have nobody from on the football team covering kickoffs.
There's Dan Reeves watching Radakovich talk to the offensive line. Let's
clarify that a little bit. Nobody on the football team covers. They have people from the student body that covers the kickoffs.
Well, when I went to college, I was a student. The crowd is going crazy. 3rd down and 6. Shotgun. The flags are down. Illegal procedure. I believe Hubie Oliver might have rocked backwards and didn't get set for a count. Please remember, from the shotgun, if the crowd...
Third, offense.
From the shotgun formation, if the crowd really starts yelling, as they are at Marion Campbell's team right now, the tackles and guards cannot even hear that because the quarterback is back about 7 yards.
You know, Hubie Oliver, the 34, was called on that. And he can move around and reset himself.
False start, number 63, offense, still 3rd down.
That explains that.
Ron Baker, the right guard. Hubie was going away from the line of scrimmage, so he was legal, huh? The crowd now becoming a factor. What a throw and what a catch by Quick. He came across the middle. Mike Quick hit immediately by Foley, and somehow he held on. It's going to be close to a first. They're going to move the sticks. That young man can take them on the inside and catch it.
Boy, I was really impressed with the way Jaworski fired that ball in there that time.
It sure quieted the crowd down. I remember in Miami a couple of years ago. Remember he went back to the huddle 3 times? And then threw an interception, and the team seemed to flatten out for the whole season. Good play. Hoover in motion. Montgomery behind it. Wilbert Montgomery. Oh, head-to-head at the 42-yard line. The 39-yard line as Dennis Smith came up, the big safety man, and met Wilbert right on the helmet.
Well, that's what he does so well for so many years. He's such a great straight-line runner. When he sees that hole, he fires through there. And now, as he's getting older, he's more susceptible to injuries because of that straight line. He runs straight up, too.
Did you like to tackle him, or, I mean, was he a strong runner?
Oh, yeah, he's real strong. If you had a good angle on him, you could get him down. But running straight at him, he wasn't going to dodge it too much. He's going to run over you.
It's 2nd down and less than a yard. Wilbert Montgomery gets outside. He pulls Louis Wright to the 46-yard line. He ran to the open place.
You see, that's the difference right there in having Haddix in the backfield and having Montgomery in the backfield. Montgomery, with his vision, his experience, was able to choose the hole to the outside and turned it up and got the yardage for the first down. makes his decision quickly.
Here's the career the young man has that came from Abilene Christian with not much of a reputation. 515, then 1400, 700, 1500, 1220. And this is the first carries of 1983 for Wilbert Montgomery. The toss to 31. Oh, good play by Latimer. Number 72 beat his man and made a great tackle.
Big man, number 1 draft choice, 1982, has signed with the USFL, but still gets to play an awful lot, which is a credit to Reeves and the coaching staff here. He's almost like a lame duck.
Well, he and Reuben Carter come from the same school, don't they?
And they alternate starting positions each week. They really don't have a nose guard that starts. They have one guy alternating week in, week out.
Sounds democratic to me. 10:20 left before halftime. Second down 10. Here comes the blitz. Jaworski to Montgomery. It's no good. Busick came right up the middle against Jaworski and flushed the quarterback out.
So many blitzes in the NFL today. You'll see Busey coming in the right-hand side of your screen, 58, flushing Jaworski out of the pocket. Great job, George, to get the ball off, and the ball did bounce right there. We couldn't tell whether it was a completion or not. They called it wrong. Good call by the official.
Remember, this is a real grass turf, and the guys like to dive on it and catch on it. The crowd is going crazy. Jaworski. Oh, Quick again. Mike Quick at the 34-yard line as Dennis Smith and Foley both took shots. And number 82 can catch it in traffic.
He had a great offseason in Philadelphia. You'll see Jaworski set up in the pocket. He has plenty of time right here. Good protection by the Eagle offensive line. Moves up in the pocket, fires it down the middle. Watch the shot Foley hits on him. Quick holds on the ball. Boy, he's tough. He lifted weights. Like I mentioned, he had a great offseason working out, and that's the difference in his program this year.
He's only 190 pounds, 6'2". He's tough. 35-yard line. Straight handoff. Hubie Oliver still on his feet to the 22-yard line. Steve Foley making the tackle, and the Eagle offensive line is opening up some holes.
They've got a great compliment of having Montgomery in the backfield, running the outside, and Hubie Montgomery running straight up the middle. Watch old Hubie come through this hole. Just how big that hole is right there. He turns it upfield, as I mentioned earlier, 4.4 yards average as a fullback. Well, that's a good average.
You can hear the crowd. Michael Haddix, number 26, is the deep back. Montgomery's out. There's Haddix. Steve Foley, the safety man. He's made 5 tackles already.
That's not a good sign for your safeties to be making tackles, Tom.
I wondered about that. You begin to think you're going to have to make all of them in play action, and it's tough, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. If you get up there and you have to stop that play at the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden they fake the run and run right by him into the flat.
Sizemore and Walters, Baker, Kinney, and Guy Morris. That's the offensive line. Second down 8. Two seconds left on the clock. The Denver crowd gets a timeout used. It's 7-0 Philadelphia.
It's taking charge. Moisture and road salt are murder on a pickup. But tough Chevy S10 comes with built-in corrosion-fighting zinc-coated steel to help guard against rust. While Ford Ranger uses about 93 square feet, Chevy S10 gives you almost 3 times more zinc-treated steel, about 277 square feet. For year-round protection, Chevy S10's got you covered with tough corrosion-fighting steel. Chevy Tough is taking charge.
Jaworski burned the second Eagle timeout, so the Denver crowd has scored somewhat.
A lot of poise on Jaworski's part right there, though. You don't think that'll fire up this crowd?
The crowd, of course, their home opener, and they just love this football team. I've never seen a sports team, a professional sports team, completely absorbed by the community like the Denver Broncos. They're at it again. Here they come. Mike Quick and Carmichael to the bottom of your screen. Second down, 8. Handoff to Haddix. Good block by Baker, and Haddix, drives to the 13-yard line. A good block by Baker coming out, and Harden had to make the tackle.
A powerful running back right there. That might be something that Wilbert Montgomery can't do. Because when he meets those backs like that, Haddix will fall forward with that power, 231 pounds that he has, and gets extra yardage. He was stuck right there short of the first down, and now he might have got it just because of that extra effort.
And Marion Campbell said if Wilbert comes back full-time, he'd like to move Haddix to fullback.
Well, that'd be two weapons in that backfield there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you want 2 fresh tailbacks and keep Hubie Oliver in there playing that solid fullback, huh? It's short. What do you look for now? They got it down to waste, don't they? The 3rd and short. Try to force them to kick the field goal. Do you gamble on defense? What do you do?
Oh, this is your typical short yardage situation. Everybody's going to be pinched in tight on defense, and they expect the ball to be going right up the middle. You know, one of the problems that Philadelphia's had is cashing in down here inside the 20-yard line. Can you get points? You got to come out of this deal with at least 3 points. They were in this situation last week and fumbled the snap on 3rd and 1 and came out with no points. So you either try to go for the big gain on the touchdown with a play-action pass or up the middle and get the first down.
All right, short yardage. The numbers on total offense. Fritchie is in the game. Handoff. Haddix fumbles the ball. Randy Graddish.
Quickie, I feel like the crowd, they feel like they're the reason why this happened.
Gradishaw stripped him.
It looked like Tom, well, it was Gradishaw, 53, and a great recovery on Mike Harden.
The Denver crowd has come to play. It's 7-0 Philadelphia.
To help celebrate GM's 75th anniversary, Chevy is having a...
Brookshire with Charlie Waters. Charlie, here's that short yardage action you talked about.
You see the defensive linemen, they're pinched in. They'll just bury their heads and try to gain yardage. And you'll see Michael Haddix coming on the right-hand side of your screen. He'll be jumping over the line. And you watch 53 Gradishaw strip him of the ball right through there. Well, I tell you, that's the type of defense you got to have to win ball games. Denver hadn't even got a first down all day. It's their defensive team that does it for them. That's what's won it for them up to now.
Gradishaw has announced his retirement after 10 years, never missing a game in a Denver uniform. And we can't say enough about him. 7-0 Philadelphia, but Denver has suddenly got the momentum. Elway, quick drop. Outside, Upchurch has it. Out of bounds at the 30. First completion. First down. Oh, not the first completion, but the first down via the pass by John Elway this game.
That's got to make him feel real good. Let's see how cool he is in this situation. He sets back. He looks over to the right, to a back in the flat, and then he decides to throw. And once he decides to throw, he fires it. There wasn't no aiming on that one. He put it on the money.
Well, John Hadle, the old quarterback with, of course, the Chargers and Green Bay, he said he's never seen a quarterback that brings all of the talent this kid brings to the game. Quite a comment.
From somebody that's seen many players as he has.
Elway, upset fumble, incomplete pass. Jordy Schultz was there along with Darnell Young. Let's go back to New York City to Brent Musburger for an NFL update.
Brookie, the Buccaneers get a touchdown here. James Owen blasts across from the 1. Then they miss the extra point, so they trail it by 4, 10-6. Let's go back to Brookie in Denver.
A missed extra point. Boy, Brent, you're right. Everything's happened that can happen on the NFL scene today. It all starts with the NFL today every Sunday, and we love it. This is some game. Elway back on 2nd and 10. The screenplay. He threw it right by Dennis Harrison. Bigfoot is so taped up he probably couldn't intercept it, but looked like the traffic was jammed up.
On a screen pass, Brookie, you got to sell that drop back pass. He's had 2 good completions, and he sets up in the pocket well the last 2 times. And now on the screen, you set up, and you try to sell the defense, and then you drift back.
See, Bigfoot had made so much penetration that Peros couldn't get to the ball. 3rd down, a tough call now for a young quarterback, for any quarterback. 3rd down and 13 against this defense.
No first down conversions on 3rd down situations.
The nickel defense is in. Flags are down as Jack Fetty is the man in the black and white shirt that caught Denver doing something wrong.
Full start, 60 offense.
60, big Paul Howard must have moved a knuckle on the line of scrimmage. The good Lord only knows how you can maintain your cool on that line of scrimmage.
Full start,
I wonder.
number 60 offense, still 3rd down.
I wonder if the crowd went against him on that play. The crowd was yelling.
Could have. A 3rd down now and call it 18. And John Elway is back in the Denver shotgun. Sampson, the rookie from San Diego State, is in there. He's a good receiver. Elway going outside, almost caught by Clint Sampson. Herm Edwards was there. Elway looks undaunted.
Well, he looked a lot better on that series than he has all season. You see how much poise he has in the pocket right here. Yeah, they're starting to protect him a little bit better. You know, Philadelphia's not a blitzing team. They might start blitzing if he keeps throwing it. That ball was thrown nicely. Could have thrown it. If he'd thrown it right to the man, it had been intercepted.
Ray Ellis was the defender. I mistakenly thought Herm Edwards was there. Prestridge now with the numbers. His 5th kick coming up, and Hoover's waiting. This has become a duel between these two. Oh, here's another good punt. Hoover's going to take it at the 29-yard line. Hoover cuts back inside. Now he's ganged up on and dropped somewhere around the 35. Keith Bishop, the snapper, was down quickly. And so it has heated up. 75,153 plus the teams are playing. It's 7-0 Philadelphia.
NFL's most valuable player, brought to you by Atari.
0.8 yards a punt. And that's all a part of a championship football team. The special teams, the field goal kicking, etc., etc., etc. 7-0 Philadelphia. Jaworski with the ball in the 35, and the crowd becoming more animated all the time. Jaworski, quick drop. Going outside, Mike Quick. Boy, does he run good patterns. I mean, this is a great secondary he's playing against. I've watched them get down and solo on people and stop them, and this young man just running good patterns.
Right-hand side of your screen, 82. Mike Quick running against Mike Harden. You don't even see Mike Harden in the picture, 31. He shows up late. You know why he's so far off of him? Because Quick's gone deep 2 times in the ball game on him already earlier.
That does make you stay home a little bit.
Give him a little bit of a cushion.
Tom Brookshire with Charlie Waters. What a good football game. That's Quick in motion. Inside goes Oliver. QB Oliver, piling over people, goes to the 42. His nickname is Rockman. That's because he loves to blast big defensive ends from the blocking stance.
And he runs the ball well, too. Look at the way he dances when he goes through this hole. This is a shot from the defensive linebacker side. Looks like they're going to the left, and Hubie just kind of skips through that whole little side step.
But the Eagles might have caught him stunning that time with a little funny blitz, huh?
Could be.
2nd down and 4. handoff. Reverse to Haddix. Haddix has a blocker out in front. Haddix stumbles and falls, and there is a yellow flag. In fact, there are 3 flags. Tommy Jackson made the tackle. Kenny was out in front and might have cut somebody illegally. Radishar was blocked.
Philadelphia will run those reverses and in runs just to pick up 4 or 5 yards. They're not necessarily trying to get a big play out of it. That was just enough for a first down, but they got holding on.
Especially a defensive team that chases quickly and is very aggressive. You can do that sometimes, huh?
You get those linebackers that read and pursue quickly. Misdirection plays where it makes you think you're going in one direction and come back the other. You can get 4 or 5 yards at a clip, and that's a good gain on first down.
Here's Gordon McCarter now, the man that's in charge.
Holding, number 84, offense, repeat, second down.
Vito Cab, the big Penn State tight end, at the point of attack. He must have had trouble with Chavis and decided just to grab it. All even in penalties. Second down and 14. A lot of changing around by the defense. Jaworski held his gun. Here comes the blitz. That's Hubie Oliver. There's a flag on the field. Oliver gets to the, call it the 38-yard line. Jackson pushing him out. The Eagles are clapping their hands. No. It's against the Eagles. Looked like pushing, huh?
The green team's going backwards. It's a big drive for them after turning the ball over in plus territory, that 20-yard line in on the series before.
There's the Swamp Fox.
Pass interference, number 26, offense, repeat, second down.
All right. Let's go to the NFL Today report now, and Brent Musburger in New York.
Rookie, here's one that Charlie Waters is waiting to see. The Dallas Cowboys have gone ahead of the Giants. It came on a shotgun pass from the 5. Danny White to Doug Cosby. Back now to Brookie.
Wow. Man, they're giving them quick calls in this league, huh? The poor defensive players. Second down, 25. Jaworski to Haddix. Haddix to the 47-yard line. Busick hanging on with help from Roger Jackson. Pretty good nickel defense that time. Joe Collier's the defensive coordinator and might be one of the best ones around.
And Dan Reeves gives him all the credit on their defensive team. Dan said he doesn't even know what's going on the defensive team during the ball game. Doesn't care because Collier's such a great coach.
And of course, on the other side, Marion Campbell, he just goes to the defense, but he doesn't know what happens on offense.
But I bet he tunes in a little bit to it, Ricky, doesn't he?
Delegation of authority. You're right. They know really what's going on. Melvin Hoover's in the game now. It's shotgun time. 3rd and 15. Jaworski going up for Hoover. Oh, off the hands of Hoover. Louis Wright making a great defensive play.
Jaworski, instead of trying to get the first down right here, goes for broke, tries to get all of it, throws it, hangs it up way high. A good recovery by Louis Wright coming in the screen, number 20. You can tell he's a good defensive back. He goes for the interception instead of going for the knockdown. Boy, that's a great angle right there.
Boy, I'll tell you, Andy Kendall, our director in the truck, just picked out a gem there. That's the way he used to play that ball. It's just beautifully done.
Excuse me?
Max Runiger to punt. That's Max, number 4. And Zach Thomas is back on the Denver 11-yard line. Oh, my gosh, this is a tremendous shot. Runiger heading for the corner. It looks like he may have knocked it down. Call it the 7 or 8 yard line. A tremendous coffin corner punt by Max Runiger. Boy, we've seen some good football. And now all 45 players on squads are involved. Sometimes when I played, we only had 25 guys that were still walking. The Sunday doubleheader starts with the NFL Today up in New York, and then it's St. Louis against Philadelphia, where we'll be, and then New Orleans goes against Dallas. Wow, that's going to be a good game. Second game, the Rams against the Jets. And who knows what the Jets are going to do from week to week. Atlanta and San Francisco. They may score 100.
Boy, L.A. is really something out there with Dickerson, isn't it?
He fumbles a lot, but he scores a lot, too.
He's a straight-up type runner.
The kind we like to tackle. First and 10. Elway on play action. Coming across. Winder gets drilled by Griggs. And Herman Edwards.
But what a play call, rookie. Here's a guy under all this pressure. Hadn't done anything in the first 2 games. Here he drops back in his end zone on a play-action pass and fires out in the flat. How well can you call a play like that?
And he really faked it well. Nobody even put pressure. He faked it so well.
He started in there. He's on a roll. Maybe this is that little extra that he needed to turn it around.
There's a battle. San Diego on top of Seattle, 14-7. San Diego works late, quickly. Second down, 6. Handoff, reverse. Upchurch. Rick Upchurch with the ball. Upchurch to the 21-yard line. First down, Denver.
Boy, he's an exciting player when he gets the ball. He's the all-time NFL leader in punt returns and in scores from punt returns.
The main thing about him, too, he's cleaned his act up, you know. He takes a drug test 3 times a week on his own to show the Broncos that I am straight, and he is ready to have a big, big year.
Dan Reed said it's a joy to coaching this year compared to years past.
A first down reverse by Rick Upchurch. Elway to Winder. Winder gets a good block. Oh, now he's hit hard at the 20. Sammy Winder really got circled up as Kenny Clark and the troops came out and did beat on him like a drum.
Great recognition by the Philadelphia defense. That's a good shot of Danny Reeves. They were wondering, even had an article in the paper here, why Dan Reeves won't smile on the sideline. He said, well, it's hard to smile when you're thinking. Do I have to smile when I'm thinking?
It's hard to smile when you're thinking. There are the Denver coaches. That's John Hadle to the far right in the baseball cap. He's never been upstairs before. John's not so sure he likes it, but he does a great job up there. Steve Watson now is to the bottom of the screen on second down 10. Here's the handoff to Winder. Being chased by Jody Schultz. Picked up by Clark. The Eagles have the ball at the Denver 5.
That's what we talked about at the top of the show, Brookie. Is a dominating defensive team. That's what Philadelphia has had to have in the past to win championships, and that's what they've got to do now to win championships. Now the key is, can Jaworski and the offensive team pop it into the end zone?
What did Robinson call Jody Schultz? They call him the
body snatcher.
The body snatcher. He's strong.
Boy, what speed and agility to get over from the other side. And I bet Ken wished he could have picked that ball up a little cleaner. He had a chance to get it in the end zone right there, Ken Clark.
Kenny Clark, one of the great nose tackles.
Boy, what a great pursuit. Look at this angle down here. You have the defensive back, Herman Edwards, coming up. Bishop makes a good block on him, but what pursuit by the line. That's the strength of their team, the linebacker.
Wilbert Montgomery is in with 2:08 left. The Eagles have to cash in. Wilbert Montgomery to the goal line itself, but no touchdown.
Well, he showed a little power there, and then we talked about earlier that he couldn't power over people like Haddix. So he low to the ground, that low trajectory.
He hurt his knee against Green Bay on the 3rd preseason game. Looks like he's back. We'll find out in just a minute. The preceding message was brought to you by the National Football League and Temple University, where Steve Watson used to play his collegiate football. Don't forget the NFL today at halftime. Brent and Irv with the scores and highlights. And, boy, they've got a rack of highlights to show you. And a look ahead at Notre Dame, Miami. That has been a classic, really almost intersectional rivalry for the last 20 years. The NFL today at halftime. Haddix is in the game. Haddix gets the ball. I don't believe Michael Haddix picked up a foot. He ran right at Reuben Carter and Latimer, and I don't believe he got an inch.
And we mentioned this earlier. They've come back and given the ball to Haddix after he fumbled twice in this ball game. He fumbled down there last time, and they gave it to him again. And that's really good for the kid's confidence if he holds on.
if he scores a touchdown. 1:48 on the clock, and it's ticking. Failure to take advantage. Early, you can punch yourself out. It's 3rd down 1. Carter tackling.
I don't know if you can see it, but Jim Ryan, the strong side linebacker, number 50, watch him penetrate underneath the block of Hubie Oliver and make the tackle on 26 Haddock. Of course, Jim Ryan's come in and replaced the injured Bob Swinson. Boy, that was a great play and held the Eagles a chance for 3 points anyway.
And the great thing is, if you're looking at it from the Denver side, is that you have taken away the touchdown, and you'll settle for 3 now. What a defensive stand. That was really good professional football.
And this is what they were talking about yesterday at the hotel, Brookie. Is, boy, we've got down in that plus territory. The plus territory for the football terminology people is a 20-yard line in. That's when you get ready to score those points. Philadelphia has not been able to cash in. You got to get, when you get down there, get points. You get at least 3, which they still have a chance to get here. But you get first and goal on the 6-yard line, you would think you get 7 out of the deal.
That's true. And remember now, Franklin is 5 of 7 this year. This will be from about the 8-yard line, so it'll be an 18-yard field goal. The short one.
You can't see Ryan right now. There he is coming upfield, bowling up underneath Hubie Oliver, and makes the tackle on Haddock. Well, that was a great individual effort. You got to have individual effort. Somebody making a great play down the goal line.
Within that team structure, that's what that goal line stand is all about. This will be from the 8-yard line, an 18-yard field goal attempt by Tony Franklin, the barefooted kicker. It's fumbled. Jaworski throwing it away. Flags are going to be called. Illegal receiver downfield. And the Broncos have done it. Mecklenburg was right at Jaworski's face. The snap was not handled. And Tony Franklin thinks he might get another shot, but no way.
There is no foul. Number 78 has reported as an eligible receiver. Problem, Denver's football.
Then Denver will get the football from the 20.
It's not just the kicker that's important to this team. Here's a snap. It's a good snap. The ball slipped out of his hand, it looked like.
The ball will not come out on the 20. I was in error. It will be, of course, a pass play attempted and failure, so it's going to be on the 1-foot line, it looks like, where the drive stalled. That's the wildest series of things.
Isn't that something?
Franklin never got a chance to bring the leg through. And that defense has kept the Denver Broncos in 3 games now.
How they do it, but from the Philadelphia side, how can you not score?
That's what they're going to try to find out. Elway. Oh, misdirection. Somebody did not get the formation correctly that time, and the quarterback just gets out over the 1. Briggs and Kenny Clark. What kind of shoulder pads does the quarterback wear? Those look like those big boy pads that tackles wear, huh?
Quarterbacks that I played against used to wear those little teeny ones. Maybe they're planning on him getting sacked a lot, huh?
Look at the size, though. They look come clear down and cover his sternum and everything.
Well, he's a big boy, 203 pounds. I guess we can't call him a boy. I mean,
no.
You're making $1 million a year, you're a man, aren't you?
You better be. The crowd might not be helping their quarterback now. They're in the end zone. He's calling timeout. The 30-second clock just expired as he got the tee up. That wasn't tee for Tennessee. That was tee for a timeout. That young man's in trouble down there. There's the Berg.
He's the hat. We've got the hat on, number 17. He's a great relief pitcher. He's come on.
Game, offense, still 2nd down.
Well, I'll tell you, DeBerg came in that game against Baltimore, hits Watson with a couple of passes. The first thing you know, it's Denver 2-0. And he does not get upset because he likes John Elway as a person, also as a player.
Well, he knows he can't do anything about the situation. It's out of his hands, and making waves is not going to do any good for him. They don't really have a quarterback controversy here.
Elway just trying to get room and get to the halftime dressing room alive. Boy, the defense, the Denver defense, the orange crush of old is back. Philadelphia scored on a touchdown pass, Jaworski, the young Mike Quick. And then the Broncos put the D on them. We got another half to go, but this one is good. This is a good football game.
Strong defensive efforts by both teams, and a great scoring drive and a deep pass by Jaworski and the Philadelphia Eagles. Kicking game and field position, big role in a big defensive game.
Still, the Broncos do have to come out with offense. I mean, to expect your defense to score is a lot. You've got to come out and get something on the board offensively, huh?
They still, I don't think, they might have one third down conversion for Denver. One thing I did like about what I saw this half, though, is that Elway had some poise in there in that pocket that one series.
Okay, Tom Brookshire with Charlie Waters. We got a 7-0 game, Philadelphia. Don't forget, a look at Miami, Notre Dame. That's a classic, you know.